The Recon 3, the arms aren't terribly strong, so if you have a mid-air collision with something solid, she's going to break. But not to worry, I have another job for my 18650 Lions sitting right here. This is the Eachine Nano LR3. If you enjoyed flying the Recon 3, you're going to love this, guys. This is the new Eachine Nano LR3. It uses two 18650s, not just the one, plus a few other cool features which we're going to crack on in, have a quick look what's inside the box, and talk about this little LR3 Nano, and we're going to see how far we can go. Let's open her up. You may see on the side here, guys, I'm just going to give a quick plug to this fabulous little US65 Pro. I've just done a review of this, and as you guys know, it's that time of year when this stuff is really cheap, so make sure you check out those links below. That would be super appreciated, and grab yourself a fabulous Christmas bonus. Straight away, Eachine, always nice with the packing. Just get rid of them. You get in the box a rubber band, small bag of what looks to be prop screws, 2 bags containing 4 blades. These are the durable 3-blader Hurricane 31.6 propellers. What looks to be a camera mounting nut and bolt. Another rubber band. Which way the props go, fairly handy. What to do and what not to do with your Li-ion. I'll get a nice little user manual showing the description of where things go. Eachine stickers. You'll see this blue tag wrapped around quad. That is to alert you to something, well, fairly important, and it relates to your 18650s. Don't know if you guys know about the 18650s. They've sort of come a bit trendy lately. As you saw at the start of the video, my Recon 3 has had a bit of an accident. Yeah, this was one of the first to come out with an 18650. It's like a AA, just a lot bigger. Really important thing though, guys, with this is if you put your Li-ion in the wrong way, you are going to start a little smoke screen and things will rapidly decline from there. So make sure you have these in the correct way. Generally speaking, if there's a tip sticking out, that is your positive end. The negative ends always have a large flat surface area, and the positives always have a smaller circular type area up the top end there. I'll put a couple of stickers on mine just to remind me pointing upwards, and yeah, make sure you have these in the right way. So which way to put them? If you look just on the side down here, you'll see a plus symbol and a minus symbol, so don't be mistaken and put them in the same way underneath. Underneath you will also see a minus and a plus there. So underneath it, you need the positive at the rear there. So it's simply a matter of in and click. And the top one, positive goes up the front here for the top one. And I won't click it in because that will actually start it up. Let's talk about the LR3. Straight away, replaceable arms, dead cat style, so you don't have any props in view, which is pretty cool. We're talking about 20 minutes we are reporting for flight times. I shall test that definitely. These are fairly new Lions, so we'll see how far you go with that. Make sure you do have some good ones. These are the 3000 milliamp ones, which is the ideal size for this drone. Nice TPU mounts on the bottom there, as you can see. Nice little soft landing pads, so we don't damage our props or the underside, which is pretty cool. 1103 motors, and these are 4500 kV. The smaller the kV, the longer we're going to get a flight time. As you can see, I'm sporting TBS Crossfire here. You can attach your ELRS or your XM Plus, etc., but I've gone for the old faithful TBS for my long range radio option. VTX switchable, 25, 100, 200 and 400 milliwatt VTX. Really nice little Cadex Nano Ant camera on the front there. Should produce some really nice pictures. I do like the Cadex Ant cameras. Is the addition of the M80 GPS. What that enables you to do is enables you to not only locate your drone should you lose it in a crash, or it will also give you some nice little readings as to how far you have gone, and obviously, as I just said, where you have gone. If you do decide to just click these in, they do click in very well. However, if you do have a crash, what's going to happen is these could possibly fall out, so it could affect the location of your drone. So just bear that in mind if you decide not to strap these in with anything. I will use something. I won't use those rubber bands. I don't think they can do too much, but I will devise something, maybe a Velcro strap, just to keep those in. While we're talking about the Li-on batteries, I have noticed some people have mentioned the fact that you need a Li-on that has the raised end, much like your conventional batteries has that raised tip sticking out. The new 18650s have this as well. I have had a really good look at this under the microscope, and I can assure you that you can use these flat ones. The contact is really good. It is a tight fit, and as long as these tabs, you know, are sticking out far enough, which they are from factory, this will clip in and you can be guaranteed that you have contact on both points. Especially with this type of 18650, they're not going anywhere. They're not going to lose contact and all of a sudden drop from the sky. Don't be too stressed if you have this original type of 18650. It's going to do the job really well. And when you pull these out, you can try and pull them out from the middle, which I find quite hard to do because you're actually trying to release both ends. Just get a nail under the front here, hold it somewhere nice, and just come straight out. It's not really all that hard. So just go to the positive end, slide it up, job's done. Underneath, go down to the positive end, slide it up, job's done. Let's go on to the numbers side of the review, see how much this weighs in at dry. Dry weight, folks, 95 grams. Let's put a couple of Li-ons on there with some of our dry blade props, and that gives us the grand total of 193.3 grams precisely. As I mentioned before, you can put an Insta360 go on here. It does weigh it down a bit apparently. Let's put the props on. Let's jump over to Betaflight, run through a few settings. I will run through the GPS failsafe so that we get that working well in case we decide to see how far this flies and lose it, which is always on the cards. And let's get this thing up in the air. Okay, Betaflight time. First of all, let's make sure our receiver is bound. Now I need to put both the Li-ons in for this. Running Crossfire protocol here, so just make sure our positive is with our positive. An external module. Bind, update micro RX, yes. Okay, so this won't work if your USB is plugged into the PC, folks, so make sure it's standalone. You don't need to push any buttons. Nice and easy to pair, which is good. Okay, back in a jiff. Once it's at 100%, it will then say bind. RX is loading. You'll see the green light flashing on your Nano LR3. And we've got a binding OK and critical signal. We'll ignore that critical signal, that's just there because we are very close. So now we are bound, we need to jump over to the PC. Telemetry lost. Connect away to the PC and let's just make sure we have our telemetry, which we do. Excellent. Okay, this is the first time I have looked at Betaflight with the LR3, so just bear with me. AETR, that suits me just fine, that's good. Double check our ports. You can see our serial RX is run off UART2, and we have soft serial for our VTX. Very good. And I see we have the video transmitter table already in. We'll come down to that shortly. Power and battery, I shall leave that alone. Minimum cell voltage is 3. That's okay. Okay, modes. Let's check that our modes are good. Arming. Rain looks pretty good. Okay, let's clear that one out. Let's find some that we aren't using. So let's add our angle range. And I will add horizon as well, just in case I feel like getting adventurous. But most of the time I'm just going to be sitting in angle mode for this. GPS rescue, I do have a button switch assigned for GPS.
Timer reset. Switch warning.
Which is
timer reset. Turtle mode. Oops. Horizon. Angle. Acro. Return to home.
which is my SA, so
return to home.
That is going to be my
return to home. Return to home.
Okay, that's going to be my
return to home.
GPS rescue switch.
Horizon. Acro.
Excellent. And let's get a little bit of a beeper going. Okay, I'll hide everything and I'll just double check. So I have my arming, angle, and horizon, GPS rescue,
return to home. Return to home.
and my beeper. Excellent. Don't forget to save that. And we'll move down to adjustments and modes. Move down to adjustments, nothing to do here. Servos, nothing to do here. GPS, it won't be showing any data here because we are inside a shed, so it's not going to work. Now I do need to set my failsafe for my GPS, so that is going to be a stage 2. So what we want the GPS to do is to return to home. Let's get rid of that. So minimum satellites, yeah, look, I'm gonna say 4. Around 6 is good, but yeah, 4 or 5 will definitely do the job for me. So I will set mine on 5 satellites. These adjustments here, you can look into them if you want. I'll pretty much leave them as stock. I'll see how I go with this. Altitude mode. Altitude mode, I will do my maximum altitude, which means when you return to home, it's going to be at the maximum height that you flew at, which is the safest. Which is the safest setting, so you don't hit any trees, etc. Allow arming fix. Without a fix, I won't do that, because if you do turn that on, it means you can arm it and you won't have your GPS rescue. Even if your satellites lock in once you've started, you still won't be able to activate GPS rescue. So I like to have that one off. We'll do a save and reboot. On screen display, I'll let you guys play around with that. I normally have telemetries up, battery, power, distance from home, etc. I won't bore you with that. I'll do that in my own time shortly. And don't forget, guys, type in your dump if you wish to save your CLI in case you have a mishap. Now I can't see the GPS light up the top here lit up, and that is simply because at the moment we don't have our second Lion plugged in. So I will just plug that in and double check that our GPS is working correctly. So you should see your GPS light up, and the very last thing I do is a quick calibration. Now it's a bit of a pain because you can see USBs on the bottom, so look, yeah, I just try and hold it really super steady and pointing it forward. Do a calibration and then reset our axes, and that's it. Disconnect.
Telemetry lost.
Simple as that, guys. Quick Betaflight. Settings are quite easy. I will play around with that GPS though, because it's always good to have a little play of that first to make sure everything's running well. Okay, look what I've done just quickly, just so that I can make sure my receiver's talking properly. I have allowed it to arm without reaching the required amount of GPS satellites, so I should now be able to arm the quad, and we have motors spinning, which is really good. Good to go. Let's put the props on. Okay guys, that's the props on. Make sure you follow the propeller direction cardboard info sheet thingy that was supplied, but if you're unsure, just have a quick freeze frame of that picture, and that is the direction you need your props to be in. Okay, make sure it doesn't flip or do anything crazy. We have our telemetry on the screen, link quality. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's make sure she takes off okay, and let's go out into the field. And we're going to do a little bit of a range test. That may be coming up right now, or it may be in my next video, so check that out on the screen in case I have decided this video is too long. Again guys, many thanks, good friends at Banggood. Check out the links below. Fabulous sale on now, and an even bigger and better one on for the Black Friday sales, so don't miss out. Coupon down below if you wish to grab any of these or any other drones that tickle your fancy. These are two specials that I have running at the moment. Grab my unique code and save yourself a packet. Drop me a comment and I'll see you guys again soon. Nano LR3. I think this thing's going to be pretty cool.